Hi my friends, back again, another wee topic for us today to help us understand what's happening to us and why we're feeling the way we feel on a daily basis. Or sometimes we get a wee day free or maybe a few days free, and then it comes back again, the same thoughts, same patterns of thoughts, how we react to our own thoughts. And this is what this wee topic's about today, is the reaction to sight and sound and what we tell ourselves. That's the three things I've saw that causes us to react in a negative way and in a positive way. You see good things, you hear good things, it makes us feel good. When we're telling ourselves good things, nice thoughts towards ourselves, or we're being kind to ourselves, we feel good. When we're hearing and seeing things we don't like, we feel negative and bad inside. And what we tell ourselves in our own head is the cause of all mental health. Attempted suicide, suicides, addiction as they call it, but as you know I call it dependency. Our addiction is the way we think, the way we react on a daily basis. We're addicted to that, but we depend on other things to make us feel better and well. Gambling, eating, drink, drugs, sex, you name it, retail therapy. But the reaction, as I saw it, as I'll try and help you with, is we've learned to react as we learn everything in life. And we've learned to react through what we see, what we hear, and what we tell ourselves in our own head. And we look at some examples of that. I look at the way I used to think. As you know, I only share through experience, and experience only. And the way I was locked up in the 3 mental institutions in a padded cell with a straitjacket on, being pumped up with Lagato, getting told I was clinically and mentally insane. And I sit here today with the same qualifications as the people that said that to me, and I see now that they didn't understand themselves, so how could they understand me and what was wrong with me? No judgment there, no criticism, it's my experience. I got to see these things, and I got to hear what people said, and it was wrong, because it was mental health I was struggling with, which caused me to be angry and violent and aggressive and upset and suicidal, and all they done was give me medication. And then when I was really angry, they locked me up. And it's a horrible, horrible situation to be faced with, and the circumstances we're faced with, and how we react. And you'll see through habitual patterns of thoughts that we react the same way to what we tell ourselves is a big one. That was the cause of the mental health, and the damage to my body was what I was telling myself, criticising myself, judging myself, belittling myself. And then when I was doing that, I was doing it with other people, because if I can't see the good in myself, then how can I see the good in other people? And I was trapped for a long, long time. Reaction, the same reaction, horrible sensations and feelings in my body. And it's difficult because we have to be honest with everything I share is through the experiences, and we have to learn to look at ourselves to get well, or else we're just going to end up on medication the rest of our lives, unless we learn to take responsibility. You'll see the things that happen to us as children, as young adults and children. And every time we think about what happened in the situations and the circumstances, we react the same way. Hurt, anger, blame, resentment. And I learned that the only person that was hurting through that was me. I'd already hurt through what the people had said or done to me, but I carried on hurting for years and years because I wouldn't let it go. I wouldn't forgive myself, and I wouldn't forgive other people. I kept reacting. Every time I heard a name or had an image or memories would come in, I would react with fear, hurt, anger, resentment, and blame. I blamed everybody for how I felt, and that's why I stayed trapped. I couldn't get out of it. I kept reacting all the time. I reacted to what I was seeing, and bringing back memories, setting off triggers. And I learned not to be frightened. I learned that fear, as I've explained in the other video, what fear is. And once you understand fear, you'll see that that causes us to react. Because what we're seeing and what we hear, it's like walking around the corner, you're chatting with your friend and you're having a nice laugh, and as soon as you walk round the corner and you see someone that you don't like, or you resent, or who's after you, who's coming after you, or who's looking for you, and you walk round the corner, your mood, your sensations, everything change because of what you saw. And as soon as you see it, in a split second, we react. Fear. You walk round the corner and you see a young boy and girl holding hands, children laughing and holding hands, you smile because that's nice what you saw, so you've reacted in a nice way. Or certain things that you see that is nice, like an old couple sitting on a bench and talking and sharing, I smile when I see that. It makes me feel good because I saw it. Then you look at the sound, what we hear from other people, gossiping about us, criticising, gossiping, judging us. And we end up doing these things. We don't like being judged or criticised or gossiped about, but we tend to do it ourselves because we'll not recognise the hurt and be covered with other people to fit in and to be liked. But we're always reacting. And then we go back home and we're reacting again because we go back to that, I shouldn't have done that, I shouldn't have said that. We keep doing it, we keep reacting the same way to the same thoughts, the same pattern of thoughts, habitual, time and time again. And it was through that reaction that the government, the world, what's going on in the world, that's why I do not watch the television or read newspapers, because it just breeds hurt and mental health. Where I stay in Glasgow in Scotland, the sectarianism and bigotry and racism is quite profound, but it's all over the world now because people are hurting and we're looking to blame, because I blamed the world. I blamed everybody, anything, everybody I blamed. That's why I stayed trapped till I was nearly 50 years of age. I'm lucky to still be here. And the amount of attempts I tried to take my own life because I kept reacting to these same thoughts. And the reaction, it was in my stomach, in your body. And see, when we think about it, my friends, if you've been hit with a baseball bat, if you've been kicked about in the street, if you've been stabbed, that's sore. That is pretty sore. But the feelings, I recognised the feelings in my body weren't as bad as getting hit with a baseball bat. But I drank on them, and I took drugs on them. I tried to take my own life on them. I kept reacting to what I was telling myself in my own head. I kept reacting to what was going on in the television. I kept reacting to what was going on in the newspaper, to other people, judging them, hating them, resenting them. Couldn't see any goodness in them because I couldn't see any goodness in myself, because I wasn't dealing with the hurt and pain or taking responsibility for my own hurt and pain. I was blaming the world, society, social workers, priests, gods, governments, you name it. I just blamed everybody and anything for the way I was feeling. And when I took responsibility, that's when I got it. And I know you can do it. There's nothing we can't achieve, nothing. I sit here, 16 drug and alcohol clinics, homelessness, lost everything in my life, begged in the street, severe mental health and disability, nearly died through life-threatening illnesses, through my own thinking. That's why I can talk the way I talk, to help other people understand. We can't continue blaming. We're always reacting through sight, sound. A sound will bring back a memory, a record. As you know, good memories, and it can also bring back bad memories. But that's how we react. We learn to react. Sight, sound, and what we tell ourselves in our own head are the three major ones. We can react to what we touch, we can react to what we smell. But the three big ones I've noticed with working for 28 years with people is the three things I mentioned there. And it's difficult to recognise it. For years I studied, as you know, it didn't help me. Bless the people who tried to help me, but my mindset, the habitual ways of reacting, I had to break them because it was hurting me, and it was hurting me so much. I kept The reactions, as you know, causes the sensation in the body, good reactions, negative reactions. But that came down to me. I had to learn to recognise it, become aware of it, then change it. But I had to stop blaming. I had to stop blaming myself. I had to learn to forgive myself. And then later on I learned to forgive the other people who I blamed for hurting me, the perpetrators and the abusers. Because every time I thought about it, I was trapped for years and years with thinking about what these people had done to me. And they had a hold over me. They took control of me. I kept reacting to every time I thought about it. And it took me years to recognise how much of a hold my own thoughts had over me. I blamed the people. When I let them go, I felt at peace. I stopped reacting in a negative way. My body started healing. It takes time because the body's been reacting the same way since I've been 7 or 8. And we never think that we can achieve that peace and contentment and serenity. And it's only a sensation, a feeling that you can change at any time. When we change the thought, it sounds dead simple. It's difficult, it's not hard. Once we catch the reaction and the feeling in the body, you can stop it through recognising it, becoming aware of it right away. So if you look at the way you react to your children, to your partner, to people on the street, people on the television, you'll see the way we react. And we don't seem to see anything wrong with that. And then we're hurting and we're taking it out on other people. We never take responsibility. That's the difficult part for me, was to take responsibility and say, I'm responsible for my thinking. I'm responsible for the way I react. I'm responsible for all that. Yep, comes down to that. If I want to be free, I had to cut all ties with the way I was thinking and learn not to be frightened of my own thoughts. Imagine being frightened of our own thoughts. How insane was that when I found that out? To challenge myself in the way I was reacting. And it was through my reactions that helped me, believe it or not. I saw I kept reacting, and through fear my thoughts were coming in and worrying about my son, and I was reacting the same way, and he was going to go down the same path as me. And it's so painful what I'd done to myself that I felt I couldn't get out of it. And that's why I ended up on medication and in institutions. It was so painful. But please believe me, my friends, the power, the strength comes through that first thought, I'm not doing this anymore, I won't do it. I know it's going to take a wee bit of time, but within days, you will feel the energy changing within yourself. When you empower yourself through taking responsibility for yourself, for your thinking, for your behaviour, for your reactions. It belongs to us. Nobody else is living here. We let people live in here. We let horrible memories live in here. And as you see, you can't see what I'm speaking. You can't see what I'm thinking. So we wonder, what is hurting us then? That's what I had to look at. What is hurting me? My thoughts. The feelings, the emotions that scientists say, the sensations as I call it. That's what's hurting me, and I allowed that to hurt me for all my life until I learned to stop reacting. I was aware it was through sight, I was aware it was through sound, and I was aware it was through what I was telling myself. And when I understood that, that's when I began to react in a different way, and the body started healing. Because it takes time for it to stop reacting, because we've been reacting the same way. So the body takes a wee bit of time to heal. And please believe me, you all heal. When you learn to take responsibility, wait to see the things that happen. Your whole life changes. Circumstances, your health, your personal relationships, everything changes when we look at the sight, at the sound, and what we chatter. The wee chatterbox going on in our head, telling ourselves lies every day, expecting bad things to happen, as I spoke about. It's insane. We need to watch the reaction that you feel in your body. You'll see the cause comes through sight, sound, and what you tell yourself. And when you experience what I'm sharing with you, it gives you the opportunity to change it now, because you're going to experience what I've said anyway, because every human being is through it. We habitually just react the same way we have done our whole life, and we don't see anything wrong with it. The people that we react to maybe can go out of our life for a week or 2 weeks, we'll bump into them again, or we'll react the same way to certain people in our workplace, in our home, our families, and we keep reacting. We keep seeing negative things about them, and we don't seem to take responsibility that what goes around comes around. What we give is what we get back. That's how I stopped reacting, and I started reacting in a compassionate way, a word that I never understood. Now I understand what compassion is, being compassionate towards myself, and when I do that I'll be compassionate towards others, because I know that the potential lies in every human being to be great, to love, to heal. It's there. Please believe me, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I don't know how long I've got left on the planet, so I'm trying to give away as much as I've learned through my experience of working with the people that I've worked with. And as you know, the people I've worked with are suicidal, and they just don't want to be here anymore, depressed. You've got all these new names now, they're given names, and it's only mental health we suffer with. It's just our thinking. Yeah, and I used to put people on pedestals way up. Oh, he's a psychiatrist, he's this. But I've worked with psychiatrists and I've worked with scientists, as you know, doctors. Nearly every profession I've worked with, and they're insane, the same as me and you. All we talk is what we've studied, what we've learned, and what we believe through our own minds. But their reactions, whoa, you will see that you will get yourself well. You will get yourself well, because you're the healer, you're the creator. We create goodness and we create negativity. We create good feelings and bad feelings, as I say. But you'll create everything that's good, because you've got to start believing and trusting in yourself that you can change your thoughts and challenge your own mindset. And that is your job here on earth. The money you get for the job that you do, treat that as a hobby and you'll enjoy it. But your job here, the time we've got left, is to be kind to ourselves and try and be kind to other people. And as difficult as it may be, that's the key. That is the key, to be honest with yourself. Catch the reaction, recognise it through what you see, what you hear, and what you tell yourself. And once you recognise that, my friends, you will see the energy changing, everything will change. So I'm hoping and praying that you took something from this wee short video and apply it to your life. And if you need to, share it with other people, because it is a reaction. You know, it's about the thoughts and how we react. If we can challenge that, you're set free. So I hope to see you all soon, and I thank everyone for taking the time out to listen in, and hopefully take something from it. And I'll speak to you all soon, as I've got loads to talk about life and the journey of life and the mistakes that I've made and how I rectified them. So try and look at the reaction and how you react. And if you're listening to the video, you'll see, maybe half an hour's time, you'll react to what's going on in your own head, or you'll react to what you hear on the television, or what you see in the newspaper or the television, and you'll see what I mean. It's so simple to catch it and recognise it and then laugh, because you've got this. Please believe me, you've got this. So I'll speak to you soon, my friends. Thank you kindly, and Namaste, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bless you all, thank you all. Thank you.